talk about buying Bing ad accounts and Google ad accounts. How people are doing this and why they're doing this specifically is what I'm going to cover on today's video. For the most part, people that are searching to buy a Bing or Google Ads advertising account, which is getting to be more popular every year, is because they got shut down, obviously, on these different networks. And they obviously know the keys to making millions online still is Google and Bing advertising accounts. For them, because it's between that and Facebook, that's 95% of the way how you make money in most niche markets online, if you're in a niche market. And with that, there's been a push by Google, by Microsoft, as well as these other ad networks, actually, if you're talking about Snapchat ads or whatever, to use AI to detect fraud or people doing malicious things within the advertising accounts, namely promoting stuff that they shouldn't promote, hacking accounts and then promoting stuff they shouldn't promote, or using stolen credit cards to start up an account and cash the card out. And so what they do is they just monitor all the activity on those platforms, and then they flag certain ones where fraud has already been proven, and then they use all the stuff that those people that were fraud did, mouse movements, typing certain things in, and they use an algorithmic model to basically try to flag fraud before it happens. You know, when somebody have similar footprints as somebody who's matched and was confirmed as a fraudulent person before. And Bing has been the worst, where you could be signing up for an account, you don't even get all the way through the sign up process, and you're shut down. And then if you go to Bing support to ask what the hell you even did and how you can get back online, they'll just say simply, sorry, we can't tell you that, and no, there's no way to get back online, you're fucked, and you're done. And you can't start up another account under a new identity, according to their rules at least. You could do that, certainly, get a new bank account, new user identity, all of it, and start up again, and hopefully you don't trigger that, whatever you tripped, flag wire you tripped that got your account shut down in the first place. But that's really your only option, other than if you could find somebody who sells accounts online, which now there are other vendors who offer this exclusive service. That is, they don't actually sell you an account. Now, granted, there are still some people who sell accounts, but the bigger business is you get an account and you rent it out to people who had this happen to them, well, they got shut down for whatever reason. And you just you're paying a certain set fee to get access to the account so you can advertise still. And that's a hell of a lot better than no advertising at all, even though you don't own the account. Therefore, you don't own the keys to the castle, if you will, which is why I tell people all the time at our agency, you don't want to let the agency own the ad account that they're getting your results with. It may not seem like a big deal to you today, but trust me, if they do actually figure out how to get you to scale up to millions of dollars a year in sales, they own the most valuable asset in your business, which is the ad account that gets the sales. And if you don't pay them or pay more, or whatever they want you to do, they can just forward that traffic now onto your competitor, who may outbid you for what you're willing to pay to get the ongoing sales from that account. Because if you try to take the campaigns that you have in that account and move them over to a fresh account, even though it's the identical campaign, you will get 5% of the results that aged account and the campaigns that were running for a while in that old account as you will with the new account. And I know that because I've seen it firsthand, us trying to do that thing for ourselves. Just copying everything over. Now, you can get the same results after you've seasoned the ads, but But now you're going to have to go through this learning period. And why go through this learning period for the algorithm to see that the ads work when you could just own the account from the start? But anyway, I've got a vendor that if you're going to get access to a specific vendor that I could recommend, that if you are going to go ahead and dabble in this, that is getting an account that you're going to buy or rent access to get your ads back online, that I can specifically recommend, that I've used, that you can also use as well. Granted, this is against the platform's terms of service, but if they've shut you out, I understand why people do it. They don't have any other choice. I'm not going to do it personally. I'm going to start up a brand new company, which that in itself isn't against the rules. Yes, Google says you can't start up another account to circumvent their systems. But if you start up a new LLC and you appoint a different person, your friend, so to say, as the owner of that LLC, and you use that person to apply for the account, that's technically not against the rules. I'd rather go that way than getting access to an account that I'm renting, even though it's way easier to do and you can get it done right away, which is what these services thrive on, the convenience factor of this. Your long-term, going back to what I was saying a minute ago, you're going to regret it because it's the ad account and the data that's went through that ad account and all the conversion data, which is worth the real money. You want to own that asset because and trust me, if you go to try to sell a business, if you're generating several $1 million a year, and they say, okay, how are you generating the sales? You say Google Ads, and they say, where's your Google Ads account? You say, oh, I don't actually own the account. I'm renting it from blah blah blah. They're not going to buy your company, and for good reason there. So just think ahead when you're making the decision to do this versus using the other route, which you can do the new LLC route, because the ban is on the user level, not on the company level. You can get a new company with a new account and be back online, and that's totally legit. So anyway, with that said, there are those specialized vendors or dealers of seasoned PPC ad accounts for you to advertise whatever you want. They set it up for you, which the reality is they have this set up before you even get to them, but they'll let you use it to advertise whatever you want, and within reason, obviously. They don't. So just to be clear here as well, they're not doing this to let you advertise sketchy shit that got your account shut down in the first place. So don't think you're going to come with your crypto offer that you're not allowed to advertise on Google. Stupidly got shut down because you didn't look into whether you could do crypto offers or not. Go to this account leasing company and they're going to let you run your crypto offer. They're not dumb, okay? They're not going to let you shut down their account. Their aged account costs money to get it up and going, and that's their sole business. They're not retarded. They're not going to let you do that. If you want to do that sketchy bullshit, anyway, the way that you do that is through something called cloaking, where you have basically the Google bot look at your account and make it look like your landing page, and it looks like you're advertising something else besides crypto in that example use case I just gave you, so that you're not going to get shut down. And that's a whole other thing that I'm not going to get into here, but that's how people that advertise other stuff do it. Or they'll buy an aged account from somebody that's been advertising and has a lot of trust, therefore it doesn't have the same level of reviews going on a brand new ad than a brand new account would have, and they'll start advertising that crypto offer and just keep advertising it and hopefully advertise it long enough to get enough money out of it to pay for the cost it took to get that account in the first place and buy that account in the first place, and then use the profits to buy another account, buy another account, buy another account. And there's people who sell accounts like that, by the way. They just are hacking their way into them and they're flipping them to guys like that, which is a whole different thing. But how these sellers make money, if you will, the legit ones, because this is not actually also against Google and Bing, and they also have different accounts like Snapchat, TikTok, and so forth in terms of service. There's nothing that says, like at our ad agency, there's nothing that says I can't have an ad account and advertise somebody else's stuff through my own ad account. or let somebody else access my ad account to manage their own ads. There's nothing against the rules that say you can't do that. Okay? And if you got banned before, the ban is at the user level, like I was mentioning before. It's not at the domain level or the company level. Because websites change hands all the time. If you sell your company to somebody else, they got to be able to advertise that website, even though you as an individual user got shut down for doing something stupid. They're not going to ban a website forever. They're going to ban the user, not the website. So therefore, you could take your website where you got banned advertising that website before in one account and advertise it in the other, and you're still good. So these sellers that let you lease, basically it's account leasing, let you make money by charging a percentage of the spend. So it's similar to the agency model in that, PPC agencies usually they'll charge like 10% of advertising spend to manage your account, 15%. These leasing companies essentially get the same management fee without having to do any work. And they're just letting you lease their account, which they're very smart, and therefore it's a great scalable business model. And they'll charge about 10% of spend for that service, so to say. But they charge a high rate because it of course costs money to get accounts started up. They got to pay people to start these accounts up, start up companies or whatnot to get new identities. The people that are advertising on there, half the time they're going to be sketchy, trying to advertise shitty stuff. Come to them looking like they want to advertise item A. Really, they're trying to advertise a crypto offer, and they do a bait and switch. So it's not as rosy as it seems. But they're building all this risk into the pricing, and pricing is what it is then accordingly. So people usually use these services as they have been shut down before and can't, for whatever reason, get surrogates to set up, or enough surrogates, I should say, for them. Because another thing big time advertisers do is they won't just rely on one account, they'll rely on multiple accounts. Whether they're trying to create let's say an unfair advantage for themselves, running multiple ads on the Google search so they own all the different ad space there, which I don't agree that's the way they make the most money, because there's only one best ad you can come up with. And you would be better off funneling all your learnings that what works in a market into one ad and just crush everybody versus having 3 mediocre ads. We know this from just testing things and just seeing that for ourselves. But they may just have 3 different products in a market though that are got slightly different packaging, and because it's so profitable in one market, they'll run 3 different types of products and 3 different accounts, and they'll get more market share that way. It also creates redundancy in the business. In case one account gets shut down, they have the others. Some cases I've seen where they've sold a product that a very highly trafficked forum in a niche market would ban a certain advertiser because they don't like that product showing on that website. And so the other 2 would be able to then have ads running on that website because they didn't block the other 2, and the website, getting on that website was so profitable, it was worth having a second. And then they're playing like this game of whack-a-mole. They can't get rid of all the products because they have multiple accounts advertising that product, and you would have to exclude that product manually several times. And so that's another kind of individual use case why they would want to advertise through more than one account. The most often though, it's redundancy. You never really know when you're going to get shut down. If your business, half of your business or more comes from Google Ads, you would be smart having a secondary account, at the very least 10% of your budget going through that, so that if you ever got shut down, you could immediately scale up. Because if you have if you have to scale up a totally brand new account from scratch, it's going to take a long time to get it scaled up, because Google doesn't take new accounts very seriously. And if you have all this overhead in your business and you have and you, as a result of having to scale up that account from scratch, it's going to be 2 months before you get up to any kind of similar sales. You may be out of business before you even get to that point, which out of all the businesses of the people that I deal with that I see go out of business, it's because they never diversified their advertising strategy and marketing strategy before they needed to. They were sitting fat and happy with the Google ads that they were running or the organic traffic that they were getting. They were spending all their money, pissing it all away, not reinvesting into their business. That one advertising source that 60% of their business came from suddenly doesn't work like it used to. They have all this overhead still. They took a big hit in their profitability. They didn't have the money to reinvest in the new thing because they didn't know not only just had to scale the new thing up, but they had to figure out what the new thing was. They weren't prepared. Boom, they're out of business. So you always want to have other advertising channels and other accounts to go along with it for individual channels that you have working, just in case one goes down. At some point in time, that channel is going to go down. It's just a matter of when. Maybe today, might be 5 years from now, but you got to create that redundancy if you're smart. Anyway, if you want to know where you can use a secondary account without having to go set up an LLC and a second account for yourself, that's what you want to really do. BingAgent.com is the one website that I would personally recommend that you would go to get to lease an account. If you don't want to go through an ad agency, which the ad agency is going to let you use their account, then they're going to charge a management fee, and so it's not as cheap. If you want to manage your own account and just want access to the account itself, I recommend going through them because that's what they specialize in, even though an agency may just let you use their account, manage your own ads for a certain percentage of the spend as well. So, and BingAgent.com, they literally have advertising accounts of every type of account that you would want, even though the name of it's got Bing in the name. They just did that because Bing is the number one platform that's shutting people down for looking like a fraud without being a fraud more than any other platform that I know right now. It's really pissing people off big time. And I see it myself all the time where people's accounts get shut down in the first 5 minutes of setting up the account and they can't do anything about it. So, but you can buy Google accounts, Bing accounts, Snapchat, LinkedIn, everything you could possibly think of. And for the most part, for me though, if you watch this channel, I don't advocate for half-assing anything. Your business deserves more than that. Therefore, you shouldn't use an account leasing company to get a way to get online. You should use it as a temporary solution. Long term, though, you need to be setting up another LLC to get a second, third, and fourth account going for your business. And if you've got something that, ultimately that you're playing whack-a-mole where it's just a matter of time before your account stops working, I recommend you sell something else because the amount of time and effort it's going to take to get your account to where it's really working well is so long anymore due to the algorithms that, drive ad performance that, really where times are good and, it's just not going to be worth it. It's easier to make millions marketing something that's more legitimate, but might be slightly more competitive because you can use strategies that will beat your competitors. And then you just got a rock solid ad system generating you profit day in and day out and will probably work for the next 10 years. No problem. For the most part, or it's rare that it gets shut down at that point in time, even though it can, and you have a backup account. But it's, the days of running the sketchy stuff, having an account get shut down, set up a new account, that was great when you could get ads to work in 7 days or whatnot because you turned it on and it just worked. Now with a Google Ads account, you have to run it for several months just to season the account and the ad, and the same thing with Facebook, same thing with Bing. It's just not worth it anymore. So, and furthermore, they shut down stuff so much easier than they did. And if you got shut down once, the chances are you're going to get shut down again for the same thing is actually quite high. And with it taking 3 to 6 months for it to even start working, what's the point anymore? That's the main thing I'm trying to communicate to you here more than anything. Just come up with a legit offer that the networks don't oppose and figure out how to make your ads work. It's easier, lot less stressful for you, and just a lot easier to make money long term. So anyway, with that said, I'll wrap everything up with that. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a question or comment on this channel, usually within 24 hours time. You can ask me any ad related question that you'd like, and I'll use my 15 years of ad experience to try to put you on the right track with what you're doing as best as I can. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, you darn well should, as this channel, I promise you, has better information that's going to explain better how to set up your ads and make millions of dollars for your business than any other channel or any other source of information online, because it's coming from somebody who manages 100 different ad accounts at any given time and just focuses on ad testing all day long as my 40-hour-a-week job. That same thing can be said by basically all the other information that you find online, because these people are selling courses, making money off of advertising revenue. They're not really running ads, or they run an agency and they have other people doing the actual work. They don't really get their hands dirty. They therefore don't know anything. The people running the ads don't have time to run content, whereas I spend 40 hours a week just doing ad strategy for clients to figure out what works, and we have to guarantee results for them. So the strategy we have to come up with has to work. It's not like 90% of the other agencies out there who just pretend like they can get results, take your money, and then go find another client with it. But then I work the other 2 days a week to share what I find on these different ad tests. So I literally work 70, 80 hours a week to be able to do what I do here, just share on the side what's working on this channel. So you should subscribe. You should subscribe right now as a result of that. Furthermore, though, you can also find my blog at guaranteedppc.com/blog, which supplements the information I'm sharing you here today, as I have specific strategies with the how-to, step-by-step information with screenshots. If you want to know how to set up the specific strategies I talk about on this channel, you can also find it there. With that said, if you're looking for somebody who's the best person you could find to set up ad strategies that are effective and just do the strategies for you, and just get you the results, a done-for-you service, this is exactly what I specialize in at our advertising firm, and we guarantee results for our clients. That is, if we can't get you more profitability from your ads in excess of what you have now and in excess of the fee we charge, there is no fee. We're the only agency out there doing anything like that. The catch is, though, we got to know we can get great results with your stuff up front, but if you want to see if we can get you actual results like that, on guarantee, what we could guarantee for you, reach out to me at my firm at guaranteedppc.com. I'd be happy to give you a free assessment on what you're doing and see what the possibilities are that we could have with it. If you're not looking to work with an ad agency like mine, we've got ad templates that also work, and that we've worked in over 100 niche markets in the last 10 years of running this agency. If we worked in your niche market before, you'd do yourself a huge favor to just simply use the winning ads, winning landing page, and campaign templates that we have for your market that we're using right now, or you've put together at some point in the past, and just copy and paste everything we learned about your market to get the great results into your account. Just copy and paste it into your account and get the same results we have without spending all the years and millions of dollars of ad spend to figure out what exactly works best in your market. We can actually also tell you what results you would get with it before you ever used it, so you would know right what you're getting when you buy those templates from us. And basically there's no way that you're going to be able to save yourself money and time with the template, given what we charge for these actual templates in the first place. We've got people using these templates, by the way, to start other like lead generation businesses, e-commerce businesses. When you start with a template that already works, it's almost impossible to not make what you're doing not work. And as long as you're in a different geographic area than where you're at or want to do business, you can easily use what our clients are using to make good money in that geographic area that you're in, or in just a different area in general. So anyway, if you're interested in any of those opportunities as well, you can also reach out to me at my firm at guaranteedppc.com. I'll let you know what we have available. But with that said, I'll wrap everything up with that. Hopefully that made a lot of sense to you here today, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later.